The Annie goes to Tony Rosenast, Inside Out, Pixar Animation Studio.
Oh my gosh, I'm so humbled to be in front of all these amazing, talented artists that are such an inspiration to me. This zoetrope is like a metaphor for my head right now. It's spinning. Thank you, Asifa, for recognizing individual achievement in this category. I just feel very awkward receiving this award because I feel that what we do is such a collaborative thing, and I feel that this goes out to the whole story crew. Thank you, Pete, Ronnie, again, story crew, the whole story department, artists, thank you. My family, friends, and to my wife, who I love, and thank you for your support. I love you so, Maggie Jo. Thank you.
And the Annie goes to Kevin Nolting, Inside Out, Pixar Animation Studios.
Thank you, Asifa, for having an editing category. And I'm only up here because of the great artists at Pixar. Pete Docter, thank you. Ronnie Del Carmen, Josh Cooley, Jonas, Ralph, and everybody who worked on the show, and everybody at Pixar. It's just an amazing place to work. And thank you, Diane. I love you.
And the Annie goes to, sorry, get out of there. Albert Lozano and Chris Sasaki.
All right. Pete, thank you for making this crazy movie and letting us be a part of it. Ralph, you are a crazy production designer. I'm proud to be part of that team. Megan, you are a true inspiration to me. My fiance, I love you so much. I couldn't have done this without you.
And thanks to Jonas Rivera as well. Thanks for giving us this crazy idea to just play around with. It was crazy and so much fun. Thanks to everyone at Pixar, and thanks to all of our family and friends.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, who's it gonna be?
And the winner is, 2 years ago to this day, I was sitting in there and I was just freaking out. So enjoy this moment, guys. Michael Giacchino, Inside Out.
Thank you so much. I wanted to be an animator. I was just terrible at it. Honestly, when I was a kid, and I may have told this story a few years ago, but my dad bought me a book. We were going on a boat ride to Martha's Vineyard, and that should have been enough, just being able to go on a boat and all that, but he bought me a book. He said, pick any book you want, and I bought this book about animation. I was like 9 years old. So, it was the history of animation and everything, and my favorite part of this book was the chapter on Fritz the cat. I said, I want to be an animator. If you can do this with animation, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Sadly, it wasn't good enough. Thank God for the internet now. I don't need to do it. I can just... Anyway. Thank you. I get to work with my friends who are also my family, and that's Pete and Jonas and the entire crew up there at Pixar. I love all of you. Thank you for everything and every opportunity you've given me. And I want to say I love you to Andrea, my girlfriend, who's in there. But really, this is for my daughter Gracie. Everything I wrote was for her. This film really came out of Pete's relationship with his daughter. But when he handed it to me, it became the same for me. My daughter is 15. Gracie, this is for you. I love you, and thank you.
And the Annie goes to? So easily. John Reisch and Stephen Marshall, The Good Dinosaur.
Great, thanks so much, Asifa. We're humbled and honored to accept this award on behalf of our entire effects team on The Good Dinosaur, on behalf of the entire crew of The Good Dinosaur. We'd also like to acknowledge our fellow nominees in this category. There was just some great work, especially our friends on Inside Out. To our director, Pete Zone, man, your enthusiasm just made you such a joy to work with. Thanks, Pete, for giving us the opportunity to support your story through our effects work. I want to also thank the incredible leadership on our film, Denise Ream, our producer, Sanjay Bakshi, our supervising technical director, and the incomparable Sharon Callahan, our DP and visual designer, who made all of our work look so gorgeous. The scope of a film like this is huge, and it's just truly a collaborative effort. Thanks to all the departments who collaborated so closely with us. And thanks so much to our families and our loved ones who keep inspiring us to do what we love doing. Angelique and Rose, I love you. Thanks so much.
Please welcome from Pixar Animation Studios, Pete Docter and Jonas Rivera.
Jonas and I are proud to present the Winsor McCay Award tonight to our late mentor and good friend, Joe Ranft.
You know, Pete, Winsor McCay, as you may know, from a young age, was a very quick, prolific, and technically polished artist.
And Joe Ranft was, from a young age, a big, hulking, technically sloppy artist.
Right. McCay made bold use of linear perspective, particularly in detailed architectural cityscapes.
Joe made bold use of dark humor and fart jokes.
Yeah! It's true.
Wait, why is Joe getting the Winsor McCay Award?
Well, Pete, simply put, like McCay, Joe Ranft was the real thing.
That's true.
It's true, he was. And it's true, he was a little dark at times, and he could be sloppy, I suppose, but no one, and I mean no one, could create funny, full-flavored characters quite like Joe Ranft.
I was lucky enough to have Joe as my story teacher at Cal Arts. But his support for other people and their careers did not stop at school. Joe would go out of his way to set up young artists with other people that he knew would give them work. He would encourage people to do new things that they didn't even know they could do. He really seemed to get something out of watching others succeed.
Yeah, Joe Ranft studied under the great Eric Larson at Disney. He went on to work in the story departments on films like Oliver and Company, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. He was, of course, the head of story on The Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, to name a few. And in 1991, he joined Pixar Animation as the head of the story department. And he shared an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Screenplay for Toy Story, which was the first animated film to ever been included in that category. It's quite an honor. Plus, Joe was a trained and great actor, right? He was the voice of many characters at Pixar. Heimlich, the caterpillar in A Bug's Life. Mm-hmm. He was Wheezy, the penguin in Toy Story 2. He was Jacques, the shrimp, the little shrimp in Finding Nemo.
Yes, that's true. 10 years ago.
Yeah. He was the voice of almost all the characters.
That's right. And he would do a ton of scratch. So anytime you had a character you couldn't quite figure out, you always called on Joe.
He's kind of the voice of every character we've ever done.
You're right. Unfortunately, 10 years ago, we lost Joe in an auto accident at the young age of 45. And we still miss him. But the work of this master storyteller lives on today. Let's take a look at some of the work of Joe Ranft.
And then they go, ah, look, a bee. And then Heimlich comes running forward. I am a cute little bumblebee. Here I come.
Slow down, you flowers. Oh, candy corn. Here, let me help you to finish it.
For those of us who were lucky enough to work with Joe and knew him and loved him, Joe was a real gift to our lives and a gift to the animation industry at large.
And it is an amazing honor for us to present the Winsor McCay Award to Career Achievement to the great Joe Ranft tonight. Accepting are Joe's family, his daughter Sophia, his brother Jerome Ranft are here tonight. Accepting his honor.
It's a great honor for me to accept this award for Joe, my family, his wife Sue, and his children, Jordy and Sophia, who joins me here on stage. Joe was my oldest brother. He had a huge impact on my life. I wouldn't be in animation if it wasn't for his influence and guidance. And if you'd indulge me for just a second, if Joe was your teacher or your friend, or you went to school with him, or he had any kind of impact on your life at all, would you please raise your hand? Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, Asifa Hollywood, for this acknowledgement of Joe's lifetime of hard work, his commitment to the craft of storytelling, and his dedication to the animation industry and the people in it. One of Joe's greatest goals in life was to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. I know he'd be honored by the recognition you give him tonight. Thank you.
So remember that finally thing I said? Just forget that.
That was the penultimate award, and the Annie goes to Allison, Rutland, Inside Out, Pixar.
Thank you. Wow, thank you. This is a huge honor. Thanks to everyone at Pixar, and thanks to my fellow animators who nominated me, and thanks to everyone who's helped me get here. This goes out to Morgan Ginsberg, who taught me everything I know about animation. Thanks to my family for all the support that they've always given me. Hi, Mom, and watching from home in Canada. Thanks to Pete Docter for making such a beautiful film where I get to animate a little girl crying and then also a little girl playing hockey, which is fun for me as a Canadian hockey player. And this goes out to my husband and my baby girl at home in San Francisco. Thank you.
Please welcome the star of television's The Office and the voice of sadness in Inside Out, Phyllis Smith.
Find anyone to present something, me with someone, you know what I mean? And it's a little intimidating being up here all alone. Well, thank you. I just wish there was someone up here with me right now.
Hi, Phyllis, it's me.
Oh, hi, Bing Bong.
Hi, and look where we are. D-A-N-G-E-R. Annies, we'll present together.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, and the Annie goes to, let's see, Ralph Eggleston, Inside Out.
See you again. I'll tell you what, I actually was in the room when Jonas and Pete suggested Phyllis as the voice of sadness. And the second that we were having a very difficult time, Albert Lozano, I wish you could tell this story. We were having the most difficult time getting the designs of the characters right until we finally had the voice, and it just fell into place really fast. It was great. Thank you, Asifa. Thank you, All of the other nominees, congratulations to you guys, especially the folks at Pixar on Good Dinosaur. Good Dinosaur. I want to thank my art department, Albert Lozano and Chris Sasaki, of course, Bert Berry and Daniel Holland, our wonderful lighting director of photography, Kim White. The film would not have looked the way it come together the way it did without her love and help. I'd love to thank Jonas Rivera and Ronnie Del Carmen and Pete Docter. That was the hardest thing I ever did. I spent 5.5 years on this film. It was the hardest thing I ever did. Every day it changed. Every day it grew, and we never knew if it was actually going to work until it kind of stood up and took a life of its own in the last year or so. And we're all still somewhat amazed at the response to it. So I want to thank everyone here. Anyone who voted for me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and the Annie goes to, for voice acting, animated feature production. God, those were so good. Goes to Phyllis Smith, Inside Out.
Woo! Wow, thank you. I have to tell you, this is very exciting. I started working on this film about 3 years ago, and it's been such a blessing. Everyone at Pixar is just the best. They're decent folk, and I love them, each and every one of them. Jonas, I'm so glad you had insomnia and watched a movie that I did and called Pete and told him that you thought you found your sadness. I'm sorry you couldn't sleep, but I'm really happy about that. And Jonas, and Pete, thank you so much for a beautiful movie, and everyone, Josh and Kevin and Ronnie, and I don't mean to ignore anyone, and Jim Morris, and that John Lasseter guy, and everyone. It's just wonderful, and I really appreciate this. And I gotta stop rambling. Thank you.
And the Annie in writing animated feature production goes to Pete Docter, Meg LaFauve, and Josh Cooley, Inside Out. Woo!
Hi, I'm Pete Docter. Well, this has been crazy. Thank you so much to ASIFA. Thank you so much to Disney Pixar for believing in this crazy movie that shouldn't make any sense. Thank you to Jim, John, and Ed. And thank you to our amazing story team and our amazing voice cast. It really brought the movie to life.
I'm a live-action writer who started this movie and knew nothing about animation. So I just want to say from my heart to the story team and all the artists who took me in and taught me and showed me how brilliant you are, thank you. And my family lost me for days of the week to fly up to Pixar, and eventually they moved there. So thank you to Julian and Aiden for changing schools for me. And to my husband, Joe, nothing is possible without you. Thank you, I love you.
And Aaron, I love you. Can we accept this?
And the Annie goes to Pete Docter. Inside Out.
Thank you. I have this theory that people who are really talented don't just love what they do, they have to do it. It's like a sickness. And I'm lucky to work with a lot of really sick people. Everybody at Pixar, I had a difficult time growing up, at which I was able to turn into a film, and I did not do well socially, and animation was my refuge, and I am so thankful to be able to do it every day and to work with such amazing people. I got to thank everybody at Pixar, John and Ed and Jim. Thank you to Jonas, who's my partner in crime in all of this. He's amazing. my wife, Amanda, who supports, as she says, I make the movies and she does everything else. And it's true. And finally, to my kids, Nicholas and Ellie, and they've shown me that, yes, it's hard to grow up, but you can do it with style. Thank you.
And the Annie goes to Inside Out.
Sorry if you guys are sick of seeing us up here, but we're very honored to be here and to have had the chance to work on such a meaningful film with such amazing people.
Yeah, we're the luckiest people in the world. I mean, Pete's talked about it, our crew has talked about it. This really was a movie that was based on an observation we've all made of our kids and that struggle to grow up, and we're really honored that it's been received so warmly around the world and here in this community, which means so much to us. Sifa, thank you so much for including us in this and for being, I don't know, honoring this film among so many great other films and artists. It is really the greatest honor to be here among so many animators, artists, our entire crew, Jim Morse, John Lasseter, Ed Catmull, everybody at Pixar, Denise Ream, the producer of The Good Dinosaur, my dear friend, and our entire team. Pete Sohn. We love you all. We love everybody in this room. We could not be more proud of this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.